Hello everyone, welcome to the Science Talk. Today we have with us Narayan Prasad, the CEO of SatSearch. Hello Narayan, welcome to the Science Talk. How are you doing today?
Hi Sanket, I'm doing fine. Thank you for this opportunity. Looking forward to speaking with you.
Awesome, looking forward to learn more about space industry through you as well. So in our previous discussion, you explained to us what exactly is new space and why it is important and how did it start out. Let's go to an India-centric approach. How did the new space start in India?
NewSpace started in India by a bunch of new companies like Team Indus, myself with Dhruva Space with my co-founder Sanjay, starting it out to look at developing entire systems either as full satellites or in Team Indus's case was a lunar lander. And this was a completely new approach because we did not, let's say, become a vendor within the ISRO ecosystem, but we're trying to build up our own full system, and that way, we could have the control over the IP, and through that, you then can have the possibility of doing a lot of full system exports to abroad as well. So that was the whole, foundation of new space in India, and it's grown over the last 10 years and evolved, of course.
I see. So let's see, why is there a need of these new space companies in India? Doesn't ISRO build satellites and launch it to space and help us as well? So why is there a need for these new space companies?
Yeah, the population of India is 1.3 billion people, which means that there's a lot of services that they would need. For example, right, even today, I think like 400 or 500 million people in India are not connected to the internet. And you cannot, of course, reach every person in every small village in the 650,000 villages by laying fiber. It takes a long time in a country like India. And, this is just one example, right? So taxpayers' money is funneled to ISRO, and governments don't allocate budgets that are 10 times bigger over the year, in any government, not just in India, right? So the idea is that entrepreneurs can then invest in pockets and in problems that they see that could be solved, and where space matters, right? Where satellites matter, and that's the sweet spot there. Because, for example, if somebody can come up and say, we have a technology here that can connect the 400 million people in India through satellites at a cost that is affordable for them and can solve this problem of connectivity for them, then you create a niche for yourself, and you also help people to then connect to the internet and do a lot of things that the other people do, right? So that's one of the realistic examples on how this becomes an interesting opportunity for problem solving and increasing productivity of people in India.
That's interesting. That's quite interesting. So are there any new space companies already existing in India other than Team Indus and Dhruva Space, like you mentioned?
Yeah, as I said, in the last 10 years, I think now there are about 50 to 60 of them. Spread across the value chain, by which I mean that they're either trying to build rockets or satellites or ground stations on the upstream side, or they're trying to use satellite data or satellite positioning or satellite communication to solve certain problems. So I would say roughly about 15 to 20 companies are trying to build the hardware side or the upstream side, something related to either rockets or satellites or ground systems. But the bulk of them, about 60-70% of them, are trying to solve these problems that are on the ground, either in agriculture, energy, infrastructure, or other such issues.
Oh, that's quite a well breadth of problems to solve, and I hope these companies help us solve these kind of problems. Thank you so much, NP, for talking to us, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks again for the opportunity.